Okay. All right. We go. I have my mat and my blankie here, my Mexican blankie, and cup, very Mexican, design. So good. All right. Let's begin by sitting comfortably. Remember to elevate your hips by placing a pillow, a cushion, or a blanket under your hips. If you need to modify the position of your legs, please do so. If you need to extend the legs in front instead of having both knees bent, like I have them now, this is called Sukhasana Easy Pose. And drawing the chin slightly in, back and into the chest, and then softening the shoulders and elbows, slightly engage the core. And you can have the gaze down towards the floor. You can have your eyes closed. That's your choice. And we're going to bring the attention inward towards the breath. And just feeling the air moving in and out through both nostrils. Relaxing the jaw and the muscles of the face. And allow the breath now to become longer. Just lengthening the inhales and the exhales, but without forcing the quality of your breath. You're slowing down the inhales and exhales, breath control, mind control, going inward. With the next inhale, please bring the arms out and up, reaching through the fingertips, lengthen the spine, soften the shoulders, the elbows, and release the hands down towards the hips. And again, inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Nice long spine, relax the shoulders. And exhale, release the arms down towards the hips. And just let's keep moving like this, linking the breath with the movement, making sure you're lengthening the spine every time you bring the arms overhead and you relax when you bring the hands down. Just a couple more rounds, warming up the shoulder joints. Inhaling and exhaling. And then slowly release the hands down, draw the shoulders up to the ears, back and down, up to the ears, forward, down and back. Inhale, forward, up, back and down, up to the ears, forward, down and back. One more. Inhale, up to the ears, back and down, up to the ears, and then slowly release. Hands down towards the thighs or knees, lift the chin up to the sky. Let's rotate the head to the right, to the chest. Inhale, left and up. Exhale, right and down. Inhale, left and up and to the right. And just same direction, just keep moving gently the neck, making a full circle. Imagine you are drawing a circle with your chin. And then let's go to the opposite directions. Down to the chest, inhale, right and up. Exhale, left, down to the chest. Inhale, right and up. And just keep moving 2 or 3 more rounds, loosening up the neck, warming up the cervical spine. And then gently return the head back to neutral position. Lower your left hand down, reach with the right arm up and overhead, flex the right elbow, place your right hand to your left ear, and exhale, guide the right heel to your right shoulder and hold in position as you breathe through the nose. Stretching the side of the neck. Make sure you are dropping your left shoulder down so you just have nice, more room and more a full stretch on the side of your neck. and release. Head back through center, lower your right hand down, reach your left arm up and overhead, flex the elbow, place your left hand to your right ear, and exhale, the left ear goes down to your left shoulder as you sink the right shoulder down. And just time to get, stretch the right side of the neck. Come back to the deep breath here. And slowly release, head back through center, hands down to your thighs or knees, and inhale, lift the chin up. Exhale down to the chest. Inhale up. Exhale towards the heart. Just keep moving with your own rhythm of breath. Lifting when you inhale. Exhaling when you lower the chin. Few more rounds here. And then draw the chin into the chest. Place both hands to the back of the head. Elbows in, and then gently with the weights of the hands go deeper into that stretch. Keep the upper spine nice and long. Just breathe in and out. And inhale, bring the elbows out, release the hands down towards the floor, shoulders up, back and down. Have your hands behind you and do the crossing of the legs, and let's do some windshield wiper movement here. Just time to move those hips and your knees. And breathing in and out. And then drop the legs to one side. Let's come to tabletop. So have your blanket, your towel to protect your knees. And let's have the knees under your hips. So right under your hips. Top of the feet flatten the mat, wrist under the shoulders, neutral spine. We're going to drop the belly or arch the spine, look forward. Tuck the toes under, round the spine, and move the hips into angry cat towards the heels. Inhale back to the center. Top of the feet flat, arch the spine, open the chest, look forward. Tuck the toes under, round the spine, move the hips slightly towards the heels. Back through center, neutral spine, top of the feet flat, drop the belly, open the chest. Tuck the toes under, round the spine, hips to the heels. One more, back to table, top of the feet flat, arch the spine, broad, drop the belly, open. Tuck the toes in, drop the hips to the heels, grounding the spine, and then neutral position. From here, move the hips right to left, left to right, just some movement there. Now let's do some full rotation. Bring the hips to the heels down. Inhale to the left and move the pelvis slightly forward. Exhale to the right, to the heels, to the left, and pelvis slightly forward. And just keep rotating same directions, 2 or 3 more rounds, moving those hips. And just have your shoulders and elbows a little bit soft. And then back through center now. Move the hips to the left, to the heels. Inhale to the right, and pelvis slightly forward. Same direction. And then slowly back through center. Take a nice inhale and exhale round into angry cat. Drop the hips to the heels and balasana child's pose. So relax your wrists, your hands, your shoulders and elbows, and have a nice gentle stretch as you drop the hips to the heels. Remember, if you cannot reach the mat with your forehead, place a block or make a tower with your fists. And just breathe here. Now from Balasana, child's pose, bring the hands forward. Let's all come to tabletop. Tuck the toes under, press straighten the legs, and then paddle the feet, lowering one heel at a time. Remember to have external rotation of the shoulders. Instead of having the shoulders up to your ears, the shoulders go down and back. And you keep paddling the feet, gently stretching the back line of both legs. Just breathe through this. Crown of the head is pointing towards the floor, and then lower the heels down, then walk your hands towards the feet, Just take your blanket from the mat here, bend the knee slightly, and then hold from the opposite elbow. So allow the spine to become longer, creating space in between each vertebrae. Then release the hands down towards the floor. Heavy arms, heavy head, come all the way up to standing. Bring the hands to your chest, and then bring the arms up and arching the spine. Move the spine back, then hands to your thighs, and then slowly fall forward. Relax your knees, your thighs, and fall forward down towards the floor. Relax your neck. Slowly rounding the spine, hands up to your knees, your thighs, and then bring the arms up and overhead, moving the pelvis forward, arching the spine, chin in, hands down to your thighs, slide hands all the way down, and one down here. One more, rounding the spine, heavy arms, heavy head, come all up to standing, arms up and arching the spine. Exhale, hands to your thighs, and then slowly go all the way down, round the spine, holding the elbows again. Relax your knees, and then just maybe sway your hips from side to side with the knees bent. Just relax your neck, allow the spine to grow taller here again, assisted by gravity. Slowly stopping the swaying back through center, rounding the spine, come all the way up to Sukhasana. No, this is Samastiti. Equal standing pose, hands to the heart, back to the full breath. Just breathe in and out through the nose. Take your time. Notice if you are collapsing your arches inward, and just try to pick up those arches by pressing through the outside of your feet. And then lower the hands down by your hips, palm facing forward, drawing the shoulder blades into each other. With the next inhale, heels up. Exhale, heels down. Rocking up and down. Inhale, lift the heels and lower. Just keep moving like this. A few more rounds. Working on those muscles, calf muscles, Achilles tendons, and muscles surrounding the feet. Just 2 or 3 more rounds. And back through center. Hands to your waist, and then step back with the right foot, top of the foot flat on the mat, on the back. So just to stretch the front of your right ankle. Just breathe here. Get a nice stretch. And then place the ball of the foot under your right hip and rotate that ankle in one direction. I'm going into the opposite direction. And then release the right heel down. Now just step back with your left foot, top of the foot on the mat to stretch the front of your left ankle. Use your breath. And both of the foot under the hip, rotating in one direction. Going in the opposite direction. And release. Now I'm going to come this way. So let's have your right foot out, and then rotate the heel in and bring the heel in. So let's come into just testing the water for a bridge from a tree pose, but the toes touching the floor first. Just holding position there. So just make sure how your left leg feels here, your left ankle, your left heel, and then slightly lift the toes up. You don't have to go into the full tree pose yet. That we're going to do that a little bit later, but just testing the water of our balance. And then release. Right foot and the right hip, extend the left leg out. Bring the heel in, again, toes touching the mat. Just make sure that you are having that nice balance on the right leg, and then lift the toes off the mat. Just hold it there. Again, don't do the full tree pose yet. Perhaps the big toes is touching the mat, and then release. And then shake both legs. And just breathe in and out. I'm just going to come here on the back of the mat, and from the feet wide as your hips, we're going to bring the arms forward to the heart. Exhale, flex the knee and lower into table. And to, not table, chair pose. Inhale, straighten. And I got wrong the furniture, mixed up the furniture, and straighten the legs. Exhale, flex and sink the hips down. Inhale, straighten. Flex and lower. Inhale, straighten. Flex and lower and hold in position. Instead of lifting the hips, sink the hips down, the table down, and then lift the chest. Breathing in and out, lower the hands down towards the floor and straighten the legs. Exhale, flex and sink the hips. Inhale, straighten. Flex and sink. Inhale, straighten. Flex and sink. Lift the chest, hands to the heart center. Straighten the legs, arms up and overhead. Hands down towards the floor, shoulders up, back and down. Hands to the heart. Let's do this again. Inhale, chair pose. Flex the knee, move the hips back. Inhale, straighten. Flex and lower your chair. Inhale, straighten the legs. Flexing down. Inhale, straighten. Flex and lower and hold. Again, don't lift the hips, sink the hips down, lift the chest, hold in position. Easy breathing, activate those muscles in the core, lower the hands down towards the floor, straighten the legs, crown of head towards the floor, flex the knees, sink the hips down. Inhale, straighten, flex and lower. Inhale, up, flex and down. One more. Inhale, straighten, flex hands to the heart, straighten the legs, nice standing position, arms up, hands down towards the floor, shoulders up, back and down. One last round, hands to the heart. Inhale, flex and chair pose. Inhale, straighten, activate those muscles, flex and lower. Inhale, straighten, flex and down. Inhale, straighten, flex and lower. One more. Inhale, straighten, flex and hold in position. Lift the chest, sink the hips lower, engage the core, activate those hips, legs muscles. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, hands down and straighten the legs. Exhale, flex, lower the hips. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, flex and down. Inhale, straighten. Flex and down. One more. Straighten. Flex hands to the heart, straighten the legs, arms overhead, arms down towards the floor, shoulders up, back and down, hands to the heart center. Welcome back to Samastiti. Back to your breath. Again, notice if your arches are sinking in, just lifting, just slightly engage the quads without locking the knees. Back to the full breath. And lower the hands down towards the hips. Now, I'm going to be heading, facing my laptop with the feet wider than the hips. Keep your left heel parallel to the back of the mat. Rotate the right heel and then flex your right knee. So make sure that your right knee is over to your right ankle and your knee is not collapsing in. Right over to your right ankle, hips facing forward and so the shoulders. Arms in T position, look over to your right shoulder. Take a nice inhale, inhale, straighten. Flex the right knee. Inhale, straighten and flex. Inhale, straighten, flex. And just keep moving at your own rhythm, working again, strengthening those hips muscles, the legs, and also the shoulders and the arms by holding them here in T position. Just 3 more rounds, flexing as you exhale. Inhale as you straighten, flexing, straighten. One more. Flexing, hold it here, and then move slowly into peaceful warrior. Relax your right shoulder and just guide the right elbow back, holding position. Keep those the quads and the right leg strong and stable, working those muscles surrounding the knees. Keep breathing here. Keep arching the spine to the left. Breathing in and out. Take a nice inhale slowly. Return to warrior two. Straighten your left leg. Move the spine and the arms to the right and come into Utthita Trikonasana. Hold in position. Move the left shoulder back. Just feel the nice opening on the inner side of your right leg, the groin. Just breathe here. Don't collapse forward. Just have a nice line there and then slowly back through center, shoulders up, back and down. Rotate the right foot in, bring the left heel in line with the arch of your right leg, the right foot. Flex your left knee again. Left knee over to left ankle, hips, shoulders facing forward, arms to the side into position. Now we're going to do with arm movement. So inhale, straighten arms overhead. Flex your left knee, look over to your left hand. Inhale, straighten knee, arms up. Arms into position, exhale, flex your left knee. Inhale, arms overhead. Flex your left knee, look over to your left hand. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, straighten, 3 more. Flex and down. Arms overhead as you straighten. You flex, arms in T. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Now exhale, keep the knee bent, and peaceful warrior, slowly move the spine towards the right and sinking through your left knee a little bit more deeper. Holding position. Use your breath. Keep guiding your left elbow back to find that nice opening on the left side of the torso, from the armpit all the way to the hip. Keep breathing down, straighten your left leg, arms in T. Let's move to triangle. We did a Trikonasana. Lower the left hand down and extend the right arm up to the sky. Use your breath. Slowly return the spine back to neutral. Rotate the left foot forward. Flex your right knee. Right foot comes under right hip. Left foot under left hip. Hands together. Welcome back to Samastiti. Breathing in and out through the nose. Noticing the quality of your breath. If it got short or a little choppy, you try to slow down the breath. You try to control the breath. Lower the hands down by your hips. Again, have your feet wider than the hips. This time, rotate the feet slightly out so they are pointing to the corners of the mat. And remember not to have them too far out, but not too close. So when we bend the knees into goddess pose, knees shouldn't be going in. Should go out and the knees over the ankle. So hands to the heart. And then flex arms out and up. Straighten hands to the heart. Flex the knees with arms out and up. Straighten hands to the heart. Flex arms out and up. Inhale, straighten hands to the heart. Flex and lower arms out and up. Straighten hands to the heart. Flex and down. 3 more. Working on those hip muscles, the quads, knee muscles. Exhale, hands to the heart. Flex, sweep arms out and up. Straighten 1 more. Lower and hands to the heart. Rotate the feet now so they are parallel. Right hand down by your right thigh, by right side of a leg, left arm up and over, and move the spine to the right, and then sweep to the other side. And arms to the side and over the head, moving the spine left to right, right to left. Keep the quads slightly engaged and moving the torso. Some nice mobility there for the spine. We rarely move in our daily life laterally, so that's why it's so important to include this in our practice. Moving to one side, now to the left, and slowly back through center. Bring the arms out and behind you. Interlace the fingers, straighten the elbow, chin to your chest. Move the hips back, and then lower the crown of the head towards the floor. Nod your head, yes. Shake your head, no, and you don't have to move the hands and arms away from your back. Just rest the hands to your sacrum And allow the crown of the head to point down towards the floor in this gentle inversion where your head is below your heart. And you're still working on stretching the inner thighs, the legs, and the back line of both legs. Now, bend the knees slightly, hands to your hips, engage the core to lift the torso, straighten slowly the legs, right hand under right hip, right foot under the right hip, left foot under the left hip, hands to the heart. Just noticing again your arches where they are. Just have equal balance in both feet. Take the moment here to slow down the breath again, and we're going to work now in our tree pose. So hands to your waist, extend the right leg out, rotate the heel, and then bring the heel in. You can do the same thing we did at the beginning of the practice, just keeping the toes down, or you want to challenge yourself, you bring the foot higher below your knee, above your knee, but not in your knee cup, into the knee joint. So you can have your hands together, find a spot on the floor where you can gaze, avoiding distractions, going into the breath. Feel your inhales and exhales, and just a couple more rounds here, working with your balance, and then slowly release. Lower the right foot down, give a shake to both legs, especially your left leg. And I'm going to modify because my right Achilles tendon is the one that's being bothering me. So hands to your waist, bring your left foot out, rotate, and bring the heel in. So this is going to be my bridge pose. Instead of having full weight on my right leg and my right ankle and the Achilles tendon and the heel, I'm just going to have a little bit of support here with my big toe touching the mat. So I'm not asking too much to that part of the body that's being hurt for the last 10 days now. So just breathe in and out, keep working, maybe lifting the toes and just having and lowering. Just do whatever you can to work on your balance, but without hurting you more, in my case. And then slowly release and give a shake to both legs, both feet. Just shake, shake, shake them, and please come to the back of the mat. We're going to go down to the floor. But inhale, arms up and overhead. Nice long spine. Pull the belly in. Exhale to Uttanasana. Hands down and nod your head. Yes. And shake your head now. And then walk your hands back to downward dog with the feet wide as your hips and your wrists wide as your shoulders. And let's bring it again. The heels up and the heels down. Heels up and down. Heels up and down. And now we're going to go down to kneeling position. So have your blanket again. So if you have knee issues, just make sure you're protecting your kneecaps. Have your blanket there. So when we go from downward dog, we move the knees down towards the floor to tabletop position. From tabletop, extend your left leg back and up. Flex the knee and step forward and move the right knee back. So you don't want to have the knee under the hip. You want to slide the right knee to have a nice opening on the right hip flexor. Hands to your left thigh, moving the pelvis, the hips to the front. Shoulders back and down, crown of head pointing up to the sky. Hold in position here. Now lower the hands down and walk the left foot to the edge of the mat. Both wrists under the shoulder and just drop the hips and the pelvis towards the floor as you lift the chest. Just going deeper into that opening. Back to the full breath, please. And then walk your left foot in line with the left hip. Tuck the toes under your foot. Pick up the right knee off the mat and rock the heel down, the foot down and forward. Move the body forward and press to the heel. Rocking forward and back, forward and back, forward, back, forward, back. Now straighten your left leg, lower the right heel towards the floor, chin to your chest, hold in position. Just breathe through this. Up on one round of breath. Then lower the right heel, the right knee down, bring the left knee to meet your right knee, and let's all move to child's pose. Soften the shoulders, the wrists, the hands, forehead towards the floor or towards the mat or towards the block. Take a moment. And moving slowly to tabletop. Now the right leg goes back and up. Flex the right knee, step forward, and then slide the left knee back. Remember to have your right knee over to your right ankle, and then hands to your right thigh to move the pelvis and the hips to the front. Shoulders back and down, crown of head pointing towards the ceiling. Hold in position. And then from here, lower the hands down. Walk the right foot to the edge of the mat, and then sink the hips. Keep your left knee down, and just breathe here. And walking the right foot in line with your right hip again. Tuck the toes under, pick up the left knee off the mat, and rock forward and back, forward, back, forward, forward, back. More rounds. Straighten your right leg, lower the left heel down, and hold here in position. Flex your right knee, lower your left knee down. Right knee comes to meet your left knee, and let's all take a break. Child's pose, soften shoulders, tension in the wrist and the hands, and just breathe here. Lift the head, lift the chest, and let's remove the blanket from the mat. Let's come from tabletop, move the knees back, flex the elbows and lower the thighs, the hips, the pelvis, and then slowly down towards the floor, reverse Shavasana. Take a moment. And lift the head, the chest, and place your right elbow under your right shoulder. So the forearm and the hand is parallel to the front of the mat. Flex your left knee and reach your left hand to stretch the left quad. So instead of like rotating back, make sure your shoulders are even, pointing towards the floor. And you are guiding that left heel closer to your left buttocks to stretch the quads. And we did a lot of chair pose and goddess pose and working on warrior two. So let's stretch those quads. Take a nice inhale. And then slowly release, left elbow under your left shoulder, and then reach, flex your right knee and hold the ankle, the top of your right foot with your right hand, guiding the right heel closer to your right bottom. Again, stretching now the quads and the right leg. Keep lifting the chest, breathing here. And then slowly let go all the way down. Hands to your under your shoulders by your rib cage to press, to lift, to bend the knees and release the lower back. Relax in child's pose. Take a moment. And gently lift the head, chest, drop the hips to one side, and let's come to the front of them. So have your blanket or your towel on the opposite side. So when we go down, our necks and heads are protected. So in the front of the mat, we're going to have the feet wide as your hips. Arms forward, interlace the fingers, round the spine, lower halfway down, chin in. Inhale, engage with flat back, neutral neck. Round the spine, chin in, lower halfway down, or as far down you can. Engage the core and lift. Belly engage, round the spine, chin in, lower halfway down. Engage and come up, flat spine. Chin in, round the spine, lower down. Engage and neutral. 3 more. Round the spine, chin in, lower, engage, and slowly come into flat back. Round the spine, chin in, lower, engage, and flat. One last. Round the spine, chin in, lower, and then slowly back through center, farmer's pose. Relax your neck, your shoulders, your spine, and just breathe here. The head, the chest, slowly find your way down towards the floor with the heels under the knees, with the feet wide as your hips. Just take a moment, back to the full breath. And let's slowly come into bridge pose. Keep the hands down by your side. Just use the hands for support. And then pick up the sacrum, lower back, middle back, high into bridge. Slowly lower, lower back, middle back, lower back, middle back, sacrum, and back down. Pick up the sacrum, lower back, middle back, high bridge, middle back, lower back, sacrum down. Slowly in control, going up and down. Lift the pelvis, lower back, middle back, high bridge. Slowly going down, one verb at a time. Middle back, lower back, sacrum down, neutral. Pick up the pelvis and lifting lower, middle, high bridge. Slowly high bridge, middle back, lower back, sacrum down. 3 more. Pick up the pelvis, slowly lower, middle, high up. From high up, middle, lower, sacrum down. 2 more, slowly with control. Pick up the pelvis, lower back, middle back, high bridge, middle back, lower back, and release. One last. Pick up the pelvis, lower back, middle back, high bridge, middle back, lower back, sacrum down, feet off the flat, hug yourself and stretch your lumbar spine. Nice, inhale and exhale. And then guide the thighs away, lower your left foot down, cross your right leg over to your left thigh. So your right leg is over your left thigh and holding the shin with both hands. Again, stretch your lumbar spine. And just slightly guide your left knee and your right leg to the left. So you're still moving the thigh into the chest, but slightly to the left to get some muscles on the glutes stretched. So the back of your right hips comes slightly off the mat, and then slowly release it down so both hips are even. And do the crossing of the legs and switch. Left thigh on top of your right thigh, holding the shin, guide the left thigh close to your chest, and then move slightly to the right. So the back of your left hip comes slightly off, and you should feel a little stretch on the glutes on the left side. And then slowly return back to center and do the crossing of the legs. Bring both legs up to the sky and exhale, flex, drop the heels. Legs up, flexing down, straighten the legs up, flex and lower. Just 2 or 3 more rounds, flexing and releasing. Inhale and straightening. Now we're going to straighten both legs up to the sky, separate the feet and the legs and rotate the ankles in one direction here. Going into the opposite direction. Flexing and pointing, flexing and pointing, flexing and pointing. Flex both knees, happy baby, holding from the outside of the feet, chin slightly tucked in, flat back. Your lower back should be flat on the mat. Breathe through this. And then slowly bring the thighs in line with your hips. Extend your left leg to the front of the mat. Place the right foot above your left knee. Left hand outside of your right knee. Right arm in T. Let's twist to the left. The right knee goes to the left in a twist. Slowly undo the twist. Extend the right leg to the front. Flex your left knee. Place it above your right knee with your right hand outside your left knee. Arm in T. Left arm in T. We'll exhale and move the left knee in a twist to the right. Hold in position and breathe through this. Do the twist slowly back through center. Left heel under the left knee, right heel under the right knee. Now figure four, right foot on top of your left knee or thigh, and then holding from the shin or the hamstring and guide your left thigh closer to your chest. Now, different muscles you should feel here the stretch. Release the right foot down, place your left foot above your right knee, and figure four. Time to stretch the outside of your left hip now. And release and let go. Both feet down. Let's bring the spine into gentle bridge to align the spine. Bring the arms out to the side in T position and feet off the mat, 90-degree angle. So you have your heels in line with your knees and the knees in line with your hips. We're going to slowly rotate to the left, slowly. We're going to, about to touch the floor, we hover. Inhale, bring both legs back through center, twisting to the right. Exhale slowly, hover. Engage the core back to center. Exhale slowly to the left and hover. Back through center. Exhale slowly to the right and hover. Inhale through center, 90-degree. Now we're going to go all the way to the left and release there. Guide your right knee close to your left knee. Look over to your right shoulder. Hold in the twist. This is Jatara Padavriti. Slowly release, engage the core, bring both legs back through center, and then twist to the right to hold in position, guiding your left knee closer to your right with your right hand. Look over to your left shoulder and pause there into your twist. And release, engage the core, both legs coming back through center with an inhale. Lower the feet down with the knees bent still, lifting the spine into bridge to align your spine nicely. And then slowly release it down, 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 down. Now walk your feet wide as your mat and bring the thighs and the knees together. Hands to your belly. Breathe. Now bring the arms out to the side, separate the thighs and knees. Some windshield wiper movement again, moving the head and the legs, making sure they are going in different directions. Just some gentle movement here. Don't rush. Enjoy the movement of the hips and your neck and head. Breathing in and out. And return back through center. Extend the right leg to the right corner of the mat, and then the left leg straight and cross it over your right ankle. Flex the elbows, grab your left wrist with your right hand, and as you exhale, move the spine to the right. This is our last lateral stretch. Just make sure you're trying to drop your left elbow down. And back to the full breath. The spine comes to neutral and do the crossing of the legs. The left leg goes to the left corner, right leg cross it over your left ankle. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, elbows flexed. Inhale and exhale. The spine moves to the left now. Slowly, the spine returns to neutral position and do the crossing of the legs. So have your right foot in the right corner, left foot in the right corner, turn the feet out and bring the arms somewhere in between your hips and shoulders and make any adjustment you need in the upper spine, in between the shoulder blades, the back of the hips. Just make sure you are nice and long here and comfortable, and take a nice inhale and exhale side out. Inhale. One more. And welcome now to your last pose. This is Shavasana. This is time of letting go. This is a time where I'm going to guide you through some relaxation state, allowing the entire body to receive the benefits of the practice. You keep your eyes closed. You return to your regular breathing pattern. Nothing is changing here except allowing yourself to relax and release. Keep your eyes closed. Just breathing in and out. Bring the attention now to your toes, the entire length of the sole of your feet, the ball, the arches, the heels. Relax the top of the feet and the ankles. Softening the shin, calf muscles, and both knees front and back. And from the top of your knees down to the sole of the feet, allow the lower part of your legs to soften and relax. Relax your quads, hamstrings. Soften the glutes, hips, pelvis, pelvic floor. Bring the attention to your lumbar spine, middle back, thoracic spine. Soften the muscles in between the rib cage on the back. Now bring the attention to your abdominal muscles, relax them, releasing all the internal organs beneath your rib cage, softening the muscles between the rib cage, your chest, and from the collarbones, front and back of the torso, front and back of both hips, front and back of both legs, down to the sole of the feet. You're going to allow the body to relax and rest down towards the mat. Bring attention to both shoulders, front and back, biceps, triceps, elbows. Release your forearms, both wrists, your hands, palms, top of the hands, and all the fingers. And from the top of the shoulders all the way down to the sole of the feet, allow your body to relax, to soften deeper towards the mat. You relax your throat and your neck muscles. Allow your jaw to soften, your chin to relax. Release your tongue down to the base of the mouth. Soften your teeth. Feel the inner wall of your mouth. Relax your lips and upper lip, nose, cheekbones, temples, and both ears. Allow your eyeballs to sink down to your eye sockets as you soften your eyelids, your eyebrows, in between your eyebrows. Relax your forehead and lastly, soften your crown chakra. And from the top of your head, all the way down to the sole of the feet and down to your fingertips, you are allowing your body to come into a deep, deep and full rest. Very slowly begin to deepen your breath. Gently rocking your head from side to side. Wiggle toes, fingers, wrists and ankles. Bring some gentle movement back to the body. And as you take your next inhale, bring the arms overhead, pointed toes, and create a space in between each vertebrae. And as you exhale, flex both knees, bring the thighs into the chest, hug yourself, and then slowly roll over to one side. The head comes last. Let's all find our way to sit comfortably. with the spine upright, eyes closed, and doing our best to go inward. Just bring the attention to the mind. And perhaps our mind is a little bit at ease today. Perhaps our mind is dealing with some information that is not letting the mind to rest and relax and be calm. It's just the mind trying to figure things out, to try to solve the problem. Just take a moment here and see if you can notice if there is anything, what it is. It could be a personal stuff. It could be somebody else stuff that is becoming our personal stuff in a way. Just take a moment just to be aware of that. And perhaps trying to figure out here what we can do next to try to make that feeling, emotion, just not to be part of ourselves, just to be part of our minds, and try to remove it. Perhaps using that technique of placing that worry, that sadness, that anger in this little cloud that is hovering next to our heads, and placing that there, and allow whatever that feeling is to move away slowly from within our minds and our hearts. That way we can find some lightness, calmness. And maybe there's more than one thing. And we need to keep recruiting more little clouds to help us out, to remove that heavy feeling, that heavy sadness or anger, whatever that is not doing any good for us at this moment or any moment. And we place that feeling again in a different cloud, and we watch them to depart, allowing our hearts and our minds to become lighter, calmer, and with more ease. Bring the hands close to your heart center. And taking a moment to notice the state of your mind and heart now. And feel the body. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And we're asking for peace, peace, and more perfect peace. The peace we all need within ourselves, in our minds, in our hearts. And we are asking for peace, peace, and more perfect peace as we engage with our relationships in our daily lives, people we encounter, and asking especially for peace, peace and more perfect peace in our natural world, everywhere. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And I thank you all very, very much for being here today, practicing yoga. Namaskaram. Thank you.